This might actually be the watch that changes your perception of Swiss watches. But there is a catch, because it's actually Chinese. And I have a good explanation. Let's have a real conversation, fellow watch enthusiasts. In the past, it might have been easy to dismiss Chinese watches. And to be fair, there were plenty of valid reasons to do so. But today, the landscape has completely changed. I'm here to address the 5 most common arguments against Chinese watches and why they no longer hold water. And as always, if you think I've missed anything, either for or against, drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Originality. In the past, Chinese watch designs drew heavily from Western or Swiss influences, to put it lightly. With this model, not so much. Now, they have truly embraced their own design language, standing apart from the crowd and proudly integrating Chinese cultural elements. Specifically, they have taken inspiration from their traditional JianZhan porcelain process, renowned for its stunning glazed patterns. However, they have added a modern twist, creating timepieces that are both a tribute to heritage and a fresh, innovative take. Compared to many Swiss brands, which often recycle familiar design cues, this watch stands out for its originality and cultural depth. JianZhan porcelain dates back to the Song dynasty, 1960 to 1279 AD. Traditionally, these ceramics were used for tea ceremonies, admired for their metallic sheen and unique lace patterns formed during firing. This cultural art form, now reimagined in a watch, gives the design a deep historical connection and adds to its authenticity. Quality. While the Chinese watch market is still flooded with low-quality products, this brand has set itself apart. The finishing on this model not only surpasses what you would expect from a Tissot, but when examined up close, it even rivals that of a Rolex. Maybe not a Grand Seiko, or maybe in the future. However, the level of craftsmanship is clear in its finely brushed surfaces and polished edges. Inside, you will find the Miyota 9015 movement, celebrated for its reliability and longevity. This movement is highly respected not only by top Japanese watchmakers, but also by micro-brands worldwide. It is the go-to choice for those seeking a durable, precise and premium mechanical movement that delivers high value without the hefty price tag. What about lume? You won't be disappointed here either. It features the new and improved BGW X1 straight from Switzerland, ironically enough. This market-leading blue lume offers the best brightness and longevity that can be found on any watch, as of now. Refinement. Historically, this was where the Swiss watches truly excelled over their competition. But years of experience under their belt, this brand has tackled many of their past shortcomings, and in my hands today is a watch that clearly wasn't designed overnight. Every detail has been thoughtfully considered. For instance, they have added a polished edge even to the underside of the case, not for aesthetics, but to maximize comfort on the wrist. Another major win in terms of comfort is the watch's slim profile, measuring only 10.3 mm thin, outperforming their Tissot counterpart that costs 5 times as much. The attention to detail extends beyond just the case. The polished edges flow seamlessly from the case to the bracelet, all the way to the clasp. Speaking of the clasp, they have made impressive refinements here too. The previously sharp edges have been replaced with smooth, chamfered, polished edges. They have also eliminated visible screws and incorporated an upgraded on-the-fly adjustment mechanism. Don't miss the part where I will explain in detail of how this new mechanism works and how it is a true improvement over the previous one. However, I do have a small complaint which I will also address later in this video. But it is clear that this brand is no longer lagging behind. Heritage. With years of experience not only making their own watches, but also producing countless models for respected micro-brands, it's time we acknowledge the global impact that St. Martin is making on the watch market. What started as a small factory has grown into a brand that stands out in its own right. Equally important is their embrace of Chinese cultural heritage. A perfect example is their use of the JianZhan porcelain tradition, a technique that dates back over 1,000 years. This connection to ancient traditions sets them apart from any Swiss brand. Their timepieces aren't just technically impressive, they carry the weight of centuries-old traditions. Quality control. St. Martin has recently implemented new technology that is not even used in a couple Swiss factories that I have seen tours of. While many Swiss watchmakers pride themselves on their old-school method of eyeballing mistakes during production, the risk of human error is undeniable. Just look at the forums filled with complaints of misaligned rehautes or indices in even high-end brands like Rolex. At St. Martin's factory, they have implemented machines that assist with this crucial step in watchmaking, significantly reducing the margin for error. It is no wonder we don't hear about misalignment issues with their recent models. However, like any Swiss watch, perfection is still elusive, and there are some similarities to those non-perfect Rolexes anyways, which I will address, but first, I'll give you my personal takes on this watch. Fit and finish. So, how does the end result feel on wrist, in use, and in hand? Well, after wearing it for the past week, I really love it. I'm gonna keep this and I'm gonna keep using this. When my outfit allows, obviously, because it's striking blue, but it has really made me not want to wear my next watch for review because I just don't want to take this one off. It's just such a nice and comfortable watch to wear. It's so thin, it sits so close to the skin. It's not top heavy at all because of that, and it has those polished underside case edges, making wrist movement really comfortable, and having this still on wrist while sitting in office, well, that's an achievement, let me tell you. One standout feature is the on-the-fly adjustment clasp. This makes the watch adaptable to different conditions, especially now in the autumn. Whether your wrist swells or shrinks due to fluctuating temperatures, this clasp always had me covered throughout the week. Now, like I promised, let's dive into the mechanism behind this clasp. The design is both ingenious and satisfying to operate. It incorporates the retracting ballpoints that are pushed against the spring, allowing for smooth movement as the clasp locks into place. The carved out notches catches the ballpoints with satisfying click, providing not only auditory but also tactile feedback. It's just so satisfying, especially for someone like me with self-diagnosed ADHD to play around with, like my fidget spinner. But unlike my fidget spinner, which essentially is a kid's toy, this one can come out with me anywhere without the added embarrassment. So you could guess what I do at work while having nothing else to do? Yeah. And what about the looks? Well, I'll let you decide for yourself. For me, it looks great. The dial really pops and transforms in different angles, going from a strong striking blue to a darker and stronger fumed effect, grabbing the attention of even non-watch enthusiasts, bringing them closer to initiate the trapping, everlasting discussion of watches. And this actually happened to me twice in the past week. And let me tell you, it doesn't happen often that people notice my watch, for better or worse. But the dial really gives this watch presence in an otherwise cluttered world. Its simplicity from afar, but complexity in pattern from close up, really allows you to admire this watch for hours upon end. The only thing about this color is you would have to match it with your outfit because the color is so strong. However, it comes in two other color combinations which you can check out because I do provide the link in the description down below. And as I have seen on videos, the blue one has the most prevalent pattern. The other two colors, the pattern is not as visible, so I would advise you to go for the blue one if you choose to go for this watch. Being the first iteration of their completely revamped clasp, they missed to oil the new on-the-fly mechanism. It feels gritty at first, but it becomes a little smoother with usage. However, as a mechanical engineer, or any gentleman really, we know the importance of lube, and as true gentlemen, we all have mechanical lube at hand somewhere near. This is something that we can proudly fix within a minute, but I would really appreciate if it came lubed from factory. While no watch is perfect, this watch ain't either, but we have clearly established that they don't lag behind their 30 times more expensive counterparts. What do you think of this watch? Is it really the watch that will make us think a second time before we dismiss Chinese watches at first sight? For me, it is as clear as day. I am proud to wear something that doesn't make me feel fooled out of my hard-earned money, but makes me feel smart about it and proud of this lovely hobby that we all share. Did you enjoy this storytelling episode, or do you prefer my previous work, which you can see on the sides here? Please share your opinions below. I'm eager to listen. Feel free to subscribe and become part of this journey with me. Now, peace out.